Hello and welcome to another edition of the Royally Rich Lifestyle Show on ALB UK TV with me, Ian Pelham Turner.
And me, Helena Chard.
Let's roll the titles and let's get on with the show. Well, young Helena has got some more great royal news today. What's been going on with the royal family?
There's lots going on, Ian. There's always lots going on. I think the funniest for me anyway, and it's always lovely to see Prince William, is hearing our friends across the pond talking and swooning after Prince William. Now, he's been training with the Welsh Guards, and as I say, it's not gone unnoticed by our American friends. Overnight, everyone's been saying that he's absolutely so dashing, hunky, rugged, and aging like a fine wine. So I found that, and there was lots more as well, but I won't go into that. So that everyone's swooning. I think obviously he does look a bit like an action man. He looks great in his outfit and he's very tall. So he was carrying out training with the Welsh Guards and he was invited by them. He transitioned, I think, last year, and he was learning different weapon techniques, because obviously we're used to seeing the Welsh Guards in military, in sort of ceremonial. And now they're doing their army duty. So the Prince of Wales joined in and was learning how to shoot and various things. Anyway, so lovely to see, and obviously he's completely competent. But I think he's got a brilliant look. So thumbs up from me. Not too sure what Ian thinks. We'll find out.
I just wonder when he's trying to get away from the kids for a few days.
Oh, it's fun, isn't it? Moving on as well to King Charles. Now, I just think I'm so proud of him, I have to say. I think he is absolutely fabulous. He's got such a positive mindset, and I think we can all take something from that. We recently saw him at the Royal Variety Show at the Royal Albert Hall, and he was full of energy. I think people were quite worried on his last trips abroad. He was tired, which is understandable, but full of energy, absolutely loving it, chatting to everybody, young children as well, making them feel very at ease. So very, very jolly. He wasn't joined by his wife, the Queen, because she has a chest infection, and she is taking it easy, doing things during the day, but I think it's not so easy during the evening. But good fun. Alan Carr and Amanda Holden were the hosts, and they just thought he was charming, and he was chuckling away to all the jokes. So fingers crossed, long may there be more. And obviously, just to remember, it's for the Royal Variety charity. It gets something like 152 million people watching it. So it's a really, really good charity.
Yeah. I worked on it a lot of myself in former years, so it's always one where there's always guest surprises as well. But I think probably the best guest surprise I ever saw was when Dame Edna Everage decided to join the royal box and then realised that she could get a better seat somewhere else. And I thought that has got to go down in history as probably the biggest surprise that King Charles ever had.
And you never know, you may be getting some help from them. You know, it's people in the entertainment industry, isn't it, that they can help. So all very good. And something that I saw, moving on to Queen Camilla, she's not able to do things in the evening, but she is doing things during the day. And Princess Anne, it was really good fun to see Princess Anne. It's a very rare moment where they were working together, and Queen Camilla, and you could sort of see how close they are. So I think it's a great one. So it was earlier, I think it was a couple of weeks ago, if I remember rightly, or a week ago, or something like that, and she accepted an honorary doctorate in literature. So that's a good one. So that makes her doctor, doesn't it? Which is good, but it's a great one for her to get, because it's so empowering with her literature and children and giving everyone confidence. So great. But I think funnily it was the thing to see was how she showed deference to Anne, which was unusual. So obviously this was more of a family way, but they were chatting, because obviously they're sister-in-laws. So that's, I think, really what shone through. So, and thinking about things that have happened recently, there's been a documentary which started, I think, with Prince Harry's Spare book, which was taken on another thing. It was a sort of bombshell. That was a bombshell memoir, but it was The Wicked Stepmother, I think it was called. It was very unfair, and I don't think Queen Camilla deserves this treatment. I actually think it was a lot of poppycock, but you know, people listen to these things and it's not fair. So yes, well done, Queen Camilla, on your doctorate. And the lovely Princess of Wales, she has, obviously is working when she can. She has got 2 big things coming up next week. We know of her concert that she's going to be working on. That's on the 6th of December. That's going to be lovely. But I think the funny thing, I don't know, it's not funny really. I think, well, you'll understand what I mean. But she is going to be joining Prince William, greeting, it's a state visit for the Emir of Qatar. And that's going to be with other members of the royal family as well. But she's meeting him with his first of his 3 wives, Sheikha Jawa bint Hamid bin Suhaim Al Thani. Anyway, I was trying to mention their names, but I'm not too sure how well I did there. So that's December the 3rd at Kensington Palace. They're going to meet them. Then from there, there's a ceremonial welcome. There's going to be, you know, travelling down Horse Guards parades. And there's going to be the royal salute and the Qatar national anthem. So lots of things going on. I think the Princess of Wales is not going to be around for the state dinner at Buckingham Palace in the evening. But yeah, I think it's a great state banquet. So that's probably the longest that she's worked for. But good for her. Yeah. So, and we're really looking forward to the concert. Obviously, you know that the premise of the concert is empathy and love and family, and she has invited all the people that were involved in the terrible Southport tragedy with the young children. They're all going to be coming along to the event, so that's really, really great. And I think I'm going to end on a little bit of an unusual one. So Robbie Williams, love Robbie Williams. He's got his new biopic that's coming out, I think on the 26th of December, called Better Man. And he's been filming with the director of the Showman, The Greatest Showman, that's it. They've been filming for quite a while, but the unusual thing about it, and it's something that's just come out now, that Robbie Williams is great friends with the royal family, and the director wanted to do some filming along Regent Street because he felt it would be a fabulous place to do a wonderful dance. And it took a lot of paperwork. They had to close down the streets for 4 days, nights, because they have to redirect the buses and various things. Cost an absolute fortune. And unfortunately, obviously that's the Crown Estate, isn't it? Unfortunately, at that period when they were just about to shoot and they were so excited, the late Queen Elizabeth passed, and there were 10 days of mourning. So they lost a huge amount of money. He lost a huge amount of money. Because obviously it's not an act of God, so there was no insurance for the death of the Queen. But I can't wait to see it. One of those things I think we'll always remember. And the late Queen, September the 8th, 2022, over 70 years. Can we believe it? It's over 2 years. Yeah. So I think I'll end there. But we look forward to Better Man, which is the biopic.
Okay, so we're just going to take a quick short break, and we're going to go into the middle section of the show now, which is really about news events that are happening in Britain. Stay tuned. Welcome back to the second part of the show, and a new part of the show as well now for the Royally Rich Lifestyle Show. So basically, we're looking at British businesses, we're looking at British news in the middle section of the show from now on. And so we're going to start off today with Rita Ora, who obviously the international singer and Albanian, and very, very famous Albanian as well, and how she's started her clothing line with Primark. Mm-hmm. And it's proven to be a great success story for her. What do you think of some of the types of images, some of the clothes that you got?
I think good for her. I think the idea behind it as well is when she obviously wasn't as famous and she couldn't afford certain looks but loved clothing, she always used to help together sort of cheaper clothing, and that's the idea. It's sort of grunge to glossy, it's known as, and I think she's got a line of something like 169 little pieces, so clothes, shoes, bags. Yeah, I think it's great. I mean, good for her. I mean, they're obviously really excited as well with the whole collection, as you would. And she's great. You know, she supports UNICEF and has done since 2013. And, I think the whole idea of her working on this clothing line is great. And obviously it gains huge attention for her as well as Primark. It's a way to get a good look together, especially at these times, for less,
Absolutely
really.
Right.
It saddens me as well, because obviously I think about our industries here, our great cotton industries that disappeared, but needs must at a time where you want cheaper items.
Absolutely
So
right.
that's good, isn't it? What is her name as well? She's married now, isn't she? She's Rita.
She's married, yeah.
Is it Rita Dominic or something? Something unusual like that.
Okay.
So
Well, I got a
good.
nice quote, which was, Rita Ora clothing with Primark has proven a success story for them both, with her range of clothes, and is now described as a sartorial icon, mainly thanks to daring style agenda that never fails to gain attention, and of course her Tom Ford wedding dress.
Oh, that was a mermaid dress. Did you know that? It's a stunning mermaid dress.
The clothes are designed to be wardrobe staples. The collaboration fuses Rita's love of fashion and the highly successful departmental store. So it just goes to show you how Albanians in Britain have ingratiated themselves, how popular, how famous they've become as well. And it's a tradition now that I think with Dua Lipa and others are really creating the brand of Albanians in Britain. Sometimes Albanians have been decried upon, but we love Albanians. At ALB UK TV, we really want to support them as well. So moving on, so this week is the conference of the CBI, the Confederation of British Industry, and Rain Newton-Smith, who is the CEO of the CBI, has been saying that the tax rises to corporates in Britain could cost British corporations £40 billion. And this could actually stop a lot of progress, a lot of new products coming online, and even cutbacks on staff at the same time. And really what she is saying at the moment is that Rachel Reeves, who is our Chancellor, needs to change the political decisions that she's made. The budget tax rates will really put off business hiring other people, is the claim of Newton-Smith as well.
I just think that it's the national insurance rates as well. I mean, how are we going to grow? How is business going to grow when the national insurance is going up so much, and they're going to be cutting back on staff?
And obviously there's other new taxes for them as well, because the minimum work wage now is coming into effect very, very shortly. So all these costs are driving up at a time when Britain is really flatlining in the economy. Basically, over the next 5-year period, we were expected to have 1.7 growth, just 1.7 growth, and basically China, that we've been hearing about, quite honestly, just this year alone, is expecting 5% growth. So the reality is that obviously British corporates are looking to themselves, but the CBI also is launching a blueprint for competitiveness, which will promote public and private partnerships to actually build upon success. So there is good news coming out of the CBI at the same time.
Gosh, well, we need some good news. We're hanging on to good news. And in fact, I think your next story as well, Ian, the reason why this happened, this was to do with the Michael Westwood, who started this this petition calling for a new election. I mean, he's just a pub landlord, and he just put a search in Google, which was, how can we change Prime Minister? And it said on there, start a petition, which he did, and within days was over 2.5 million signatures. Calling, I mean, he just felt disillusioned. He owns 3 pubs in the Black Country, for him, you know, obviously with staff and various things, the amount of money is just, well, he can't carry on. And he was just saying how, basically the new government's put the fear of God in everyone, and he's been all over the media at the moment as well, chatting about it. Quite interesting. So so there we go. Google tells us what to do. We start petitions.
And goodness knows what this government's going to do now, because obviously Rachel Reeves, the Chancellor, is under fire from all sections, from people like myself, the pensioners. We've lost our winter fuel allowance, so that has cost us a lot of money and a lot of worry, because obviously nowadays for people of my age group, it's known as eat or heat. And I think the reality is that I think it's something like about 890,000 people have been offered another project called pension credit, but the pension credit, when you actually look at it, is not applicable to the largest percentage of people. So I think the government at the moment is running around trying to find good PR, good ideas, and at a time when our country is flatlining, because of the realities of British economy right now, to actually now have even further cutbacks that the CBI is really stating, this is going to really cause even more confusion. And the budget for national responsibility basically are saying now that the 1.7% growth that was expected could now be really decreased down to 1.2% growth. What is happening in Britain? For goodness sakes, Britain and its businesses need support. SMEs, the social and medium-sized enterprises, need support as well. And I hope that Rachel Reeves and the government listen to this and find ways of actually improving growth rather than hitting companies where it will actually stop growth from happening.
I mean, we need our small businesses. People really need to keep going, building their businesses, because we need that for growth in our country. And we have to give the party enough time, obviously, to work on things. And hopefully, when people feel that something's wrong, if everyone does, do petitions, etc., maybe things will be tweaked. But obviously, we have to address the fact that we've got to find the money from somewhere, which is no doubt going to be taxes. But yes, so we will be talking about that each week.
Absolutely. Well, that's the middle section, that's the business and perhaps the news part of the show from now on. And now we're just going to take another short break, and then we're going to bring on Philip Sykes from the British School of Excellence to talk about what is he doing in America. Stay tuned. And welcome back to the last part of the show again with Philip Sykes from the British School of Excellence. Philip, good afternoon.
Hello, Ian and Helena. This is a day I look so forward to, and it's an absolute pleasure to see you both.
Oh, Philip. So you're in the States, I hear,
Yes,
which
absolutely.
is amazing.
Very much focused on building the brand in the United States of America.
That's so good. Philip, you bring so much positivity to so many people and your students, etc. Thinking about you in the States now and building your brand, what values will you bring to people?
I just feel, Helena, it's a great question, that we as human beings need to really start to focus on being human again and building positive relationships and productive relationships so that everyone can benefit. With the promoting of cross investment and trade agreements and that sort of thing, we can really build a very strong future for both countries, but not only just the US and the UK, because the US and UK stand for so much and they support so many other countries. And I just feel with togetherness, we're so much stronger and we can really enhance our business network.
Philip, what do you see for yourself in 2025? What's the horizons for you?
And that's another great question. For us, it's continuing to build the brand. We are very fortunate that we've got partners around the world. Currently, we're based out of Brazil, Bermuda, Bahamas, 2 operations in Pakistan, 1 in Qatar, 1 in Poland. Our vision and focus is to build the brand into various countries. People can take on the partnership where we support them to grow what we are very, very focused on and what we stand for. The next thing I really would like to focus on next year is building a lot more online content and product that people around the world have access to. It's more affordable, but yet it's the same impact or very similar impact that we deliver, whether it be via Zoom or in person.
Philip, for people who are feeling the pinch at the moment, lots of people screaming about cost of living, etc. Do you have anything, can people access little tips on your website before booking with you, or do you have books that people can have a little peep through?
Very much so. We're in the throes of launching my first book, along with my co-author, Meera Rao. That's going to be launched very soon, and that'll be very affordable, and it is full of great value. And I can honestly assure you that if you implement the tools that are in that book into your life, you will start to see significant changes within your life. Not only that, we also currently have an e-learning platform where the courses are outstanding, and don't take my word for it. We always get feedback from every course that students take on. They have written feedback to us, and we are getting the 4.9, 5 stars for those courses, and they offer huge value. They are also certificated courses, and those are really affordable. There's nothing above, I think, £80 on that, or call it $90 on our e-learning, and it starts as low as £9.99 for an introduction just into your branding and branding yourself. So there is a lot of access, and there's a lot of information on our website as well as our YouTube channel.
And Philip, do you see differences in etiquette values between America and Britain?
Absolutely, Ian. Something, I suppose with all due respect, one can't compare apples and pears. Some people say, oh, our friends across the pond behave this way, or our friends over there behave that way. Well, this is the thing about the world. We all come from different backgrounds and cultures, and one needs to respect that. And that's the power of etiquette and manners, is respecting one another's cultures and not poo-pooing someone's culture or their background. Here in America, they might hold a knife and fork slightly differently. Their food, their cuisine is different to, let's say, what one might be used to in other parts of the world. It's also similar, but it's different as well. I have to say that since we've been in and out of the US over the last year, the friendliness is amazing. And I'm not talking, we're not in New York. We're obviously at the moment being around the North Florida area. Currently, I'm reporting to you from North Carolina, where we're celebrating Thanksgiving for the first time in our history as a family with current family here, and just seeing the friendliness and the respect that a lot of people have for one another is really refreshing. I will say one thing: driving on the American roads is not for the faint-hearted. They don't adhere to sort of, in this country, keep right and pass left. Here they tend to swerve and weave across motorways, and you've got to have your wits about you.
Just sorry, Philip, I was just thinking, you mentioned about Thanksgiving, and actually the whole sit-down meal, which is what it's about, and family, is so lovely, and I don't think we really have that here as much, do we? It's all about the Black Friday sales.
It really seems to be, and I really do wish, having spent time in the US and also talking to people about, I'm not interviewing anyone per se, but I suppose you could look at it as an interview, because I'm really intrigued at, what everyone that I've come across, what Thanksgiving means for them, and it's in the word. It's thanks. It's giving thanks. It's been. It's gratitude. It's reflecting on what we have, and it's about friendships. It's about opportunities to grow and kindness. This is something that everyone always asks me. What's the one thing that you would always say is prevalent in this world? And that is just be kind. And I just love the idea of Thanksgiving, because it really does give you that opportunity, I suppose, like breaking in the new year. But why do we need the new year to have New Year's resolutions? We should be looking at new resolutions all the time, and how can we improve ourselves on a regular basis? So for me, Thanksgiving is a great time for people to come together, not just necessarily the American people around the world, to say thanks.
Love
Philip,
that.
we're very thankful for you coming on the show as always. How can people get in contact with you?
Please look at our website, which is the 3Ws.thebritishschoolofexcellence.com. We have a Calendly booking system on our website where you can book calls with me, my colleagues. I really love catching up and speaking to people. And our direct email address is hello@thebritishschoolofexcellence.com.
Philip, thank you so much again for your time today. As always, great knowledge and a great friend as well to us all. Thank you for your time.
See you next week.
Have a really wonderful rest of your day. Bye-bye.
Take care. Bye now. Well, that was a
really
very
uplifting.
great show. We've talked about
Amazing.
royalty. We've done some business and new
I've been
things
given
as well.
top tips by Philip, as always.
What can be better? What can be better on a cold, wet day
A nice
in
meal.
London? It's freezing out there, but at least we're a bit warmer in this studio.
We are. That was really, really lovely. I think we need to invest more in nice meals.
Absolutely.
Family and friends.
Absolutely. So, first of all, can I thank Helena Chard from ALB UK TV for helping to put this show together, as always, Dr. Jacqueline Kerback from USA Global TV and Radio, and obviously Philip Sykes from the British School of Excellence. So, from me, Ian Pelham Turner.
And from me, Helena Chard.
Have a great week, and we will see you again next week, hopefully warmer. Bye for now.